Hey, everybody, thank you so much for your support of Indie Agency News. And let's meet an indie agency. Oh, my goodness. I almost got Adrian like off camera for a second.
Yeah.
I almost got Primo off the camera. I've had that before. And I do that because like Miguel knows me from my like a little bit from my radio days up in Portland. So, you know, morning show, that's like morning show shit right there. So just being a little naughty. Being a little naughty. All right. So need pastel. So so for those of you who speak Spanish, we all know that's cake. So what I want to do is I want to get a little bit of the background of the agency, how this whole thing got cooking. Adrian, kick us off here because Miguel told me the story, but I want to hear it from you down in LA.
Okay. Yeah. Sheesh, where should I start? what part did you tell Miguel?
Yeah, just where you just decided like we're gonna kick this thing off.
Yeah. Okay. So back in 2018, I had launched a project called Ugly Primo, which was it was a platform which was around the Latino community. And we were sharing a lot of art, memes, and just pop culture that was happening now, and in the past, a lot of nostalgia. And that project ended up going pretty viral on Instagram and social media, and we were getting a lot of attention. So we got the opportunity to work with a lot of really great artists. On the Latin side and just, general market, like more urban and pop culture. But eventually, essentially I had known I had always wanted to start my own agency. And, just the right opportunities kind of fell into place. And, in 2021, I pretty much quit my job. I was working at this concert promoter company called Golden Voice. And during the pandemic, I had kind of mapped out this whole thing of how I wanted to, enter the space. And I founded Need Pastel and just, went full time with it. And here we are.
All right. So my man Miguel down in Woodburn, Oregon, close to me. So tell us about the name, because you told me the story about what the name.
Yeah, no, I think and so the whole name around like Need Pastel / Need Cake all came from like Adrian, like I think one day he was sitting down and he was like what we want to do in this space is just really celebrate brands, do fun work, things that are different. And we, he was thinking like, what's like one of those things that is always at celebrations. It's always at parties, like at quinceañeras or like weddings or whatnot. And the thing that always kept coming up was cake. It's like, whoa, like we all need a slice of cake. We all need to celebrate. And so that's, essentially where the name really came from. But yes,
there's the cake.
Yep, that's the cake right there.
Oh my God. That is so funny. I mean, but like, I like the fact that, and I like the fact that it's like you have Need Pastel as the name, but then you have pastel as like the shorthand for it. So it's just cake. Yep. And then, and then gringos like me are like pastel, like the color. But no, it's dope because there's a story behind it, but also it's of the culture.
Yep, very of the culture.
Which is hard to nail sometimes. Now, Jen, when tell me your story. How did you end up with these lovely gentlemen?
Wow, so I'm fairly newer to the team, and I stumbled across them through some of the really exciting work that was happening online. And I followed actually one of the designers that they worked with, and I saw some of the work and I was like, I need to know who is making this work, who's behind this. And so I did my internet deep dive and I was like, Need Pastel, like this is amazing. And then of course, going on the website, saw like so much interesting work that I had always seen, but didn't know where it was coming from. And I was like, like I need to be there. And so that's kind of how I made my way through. I felt that I needed to be a part of exciting projects, exciting moments that were happening in culture that I really saw myself in. And so I made it my goal, and here I am.
Well, and you're doing God's work as a project manager. Jesus.
It's great work.
Listen, Miguel, Adrian, we can agree that PMs are the heroes. PMs and producers. Like,
they save us all the time.
Yo, PMs and producers for sure. Now, Adrian, you touched on this a little bit about what the agency was best known for. So, you touched a little bit on the work, but what would you say the top 3 core strengths of the agency are?
I would say really creating campaigns that connect with people in an authentic way. We're really great at understanding the culture, and whether it's like millennials, Gen Z, Latinos, or just like more on the hip hop side. I think another core strength is probably our amplification power and how we strategically use it. We have a really amazing network of creators and pages and platforms that we work with, and since we are creators ourselves, a lot of us on the team, like, we really know how to connect with them, and they understand us as well.
Right.
But yeah, I think those are some of our core strengths.
Yeah, exactly. Miguel, let's talk about being independent. Why is being indie important to the agency and to you? Because you've been in the indie you've been on the indie tip for a while.
Yeah, I mean, and I've been kind of like on both sides, indie, but also not indie agencies as well. And I think when I took so I've been with Pastel, we're almost like over a year and a half now. And when I kind of took that leap of faith of like, like, I want to do work that, that I'm proud of. I want to do work that's inspiring, and most importantly, do work that really pushes forward like the culture. And one of the things was that, I wanted to be at a shop that was independent. And independent is, it's so important, I think, now more than ever. One, just because, your team, you're able to like dictate the type of projects you want to do. And it's so important. Like being able to like give the team projects that are fun, being able to like give the team projects that, that they're passionate about. It's so important. And then, the biggest thing of them all, like we don't have to, take orders from like anyone, like we don't have to set ourselves up for like, profit, like crazy.
Well, you want to profit.
You do want to profit. You definitely want to profit.
Adrian's like, yo, dude.
It gives us the ability to like pick and choose the projects that we're very passionate about. Sometimes there's projects that come in the building that we're super passionate about and are very for the community that we really like to do. So it's just so important for the team.
Jen, what were you doing before this?
So before this, I was doing similar work, project management, in another indie company. So for me, I've always been in the indie space, and it's allowed me really the freedom to come in and organize. And I feel like in the indie space, there's so much room for growth as an agency. And for me, that's the most exciting part, is seeing something start off small, grow it big, and kind of help move all these pieces together. And so I was doing similar work. I would say that for me, project management is my calling. And so I love it.
Again, God's work. Let's just keep this real. Oh my God. So when I was at Martin, and so Martin's IPG, but it felt like an indie. PM's just, oh my God, tough love. But they gave tough love because it saved my ass.
Yeah.
More than once. Let's just be honest. Oh my God. We have to, you know what? Let's have a national Indie PM Day holiday. We got to do that. You know how they have those bullshit, holidays, like National Tape Measure Day, and it's like what? So we'll start doing
one for the PMs.
It's for the PMs and producers. We're going to start with those two. All right, Adrian, I want to go back to you. What's the main reason a brand should be working with the agency?
I think the main reason brands should be working with us because we really understand how to make them stand out, especially with all the thing like all the stuff you see online. There's so much just crap,
Noise.
so much noise. So it's like I think we really understand how to make them cut through and connect with the culture. But yeah, I mean, I also think they should work with us because if we can help make a project and develop and contribute to a project like one of Un Verano Sin Ti, which is one of the projects that we're known for. I would love to see what we could do for bigger brands.
Miguel, I know you're going to jump in this because you have a lot of brand experience.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and I'm gonna say it out there, like just put it out there. A lot of the work that a lot of the brands are doing is, to talk to people like us. We know the culture, we live the culture, we breathe the culture every day, and like that's really like one of like their secret powers. Like we understanding the culture so much, like it just makes real, authentic work. And that's kind of like a big like like our ethos, like our work is rooted in realness. And like if you want the real work, authentic work, like we're here.
And and to be real clear too, so we all know that like audiences are not monoliths. They're just not, right? And so out here there's a lot of Mexican culture, which is dope. You get out east, you got Dominican, Puerto Rican, Cuban. I'm interested in how you communicate to brands. Like this is like if you're going to do this in New York, you're going to do it totally different than you would in the Bay Area or down in LA or San Diego. I'm curious like how you explain that to brands and how they take that on, like take it on for real as opposed to, oh, no, we're going to just do it. So, I mean, because the stakes are high. Stakes are super high now.
Super high. And we actually just had a conversation about this yesterday with one of our brand partners. And one of the things that we told them, like, it's like, they're just, our strategies, like, just got to be super sharp. Our strategy is super sharp. We know we build a ton of insights. And we also like bring a lot of different case studies that, that connect to different audiences. Like, if you're talking to someone in New York, it's going to be different than when you talk to someone in Cali, right? And a lot of the work that we've been able to do, like it shows that, like people care about things that, that interest them, about, like different things that they actually care about. But yeah, and it is a tough conversation to have with clients sometimes, but you just got to be real with them.
Right.
Be real with them. And, you just got to tell them how it is, because at the end of the day, like there's so much money sometimes being invested into like these campaigns, and it just kind of goes through one ear and comes out through the other one. Like there's no actual like, meaningful impact, or like people don't even remember it. Right. And so you just got to have that conversation with them. It's the truth and it's real. And now more than ever you see it, but we do have a ton of research and insights on different communities, even in the Latin space.
You and I talked about this, the most underused medium for this audience, radio.
Yeah.
All day. All day.
We talked about that.
We did talk about that. All right, but that's another conversation for another time. So we'll do a show on that. Let's talk about talent. So I know you run lean. You got a lot of freelancers, which is great, and that's the way. Trust me, raising my hand, same deal. What should talent? Why should they be putting the agency on their list to work with you? Especially freelancers, because there's a lot of opportunity for them. Adrian, why don't you take that one?
I'm a firm believer that we really allow people to bring their ideas to life and have a great time doing it. We're very forward thinking, and we try to align ourselves with people, creators and brands who are also forward thinking. And I really think that most of the projects that we're working on have have a great impact. And I think that's something that's very important. And I think it's kind of what puts us at the forefront.
Yeah, you let people fly, you let them rip.
Yep.
Yeah, because that's honestly that's so much easier than trying to like, well, this is the way we do things. It's just no.
Yeah.
It's like you tell me what you feel, and that's the thing. It's like, here's the thing: is feel, right? We're all professionals. We all know that there's a goal, but I think that sometimes we underestimate this idea of feel. So there's this idea of head, heart, and gut, and with certain clients, you're probably going to lead with the head, but then you might start with the gut and be like, you know what, this feels right, and it feels like you're creating an environment where you honor the gut.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yep. Let's go to this one. Would you consider yourselves weirdos, misfits, or underdogs, and why?
Yeah. All the above.
Jen's like all the above. All right. So which
All
one?
the above.
All right. I would say that you rev more towards underdogs. I would say you rev towards underdogs a little bit. That's the feel I have. Am I right?
I feel like an underdog every day, bro.
Every day.
Okay. What is it about? And this is a guy who went to middle school and high school in Philly, or outside of Philly rather. Underdogs tend to have a little chip on their shoulder, and I don't think that's a bad thing. So, do y'all have a little chip on your shoulder?
I
Yeah, you do. I know. I've known you for a minute.
Humbly, I think it's important to humbly have that, because I think that is what really allows us to get out there and be confident. Speaking to being an underdog, I think a lot of us come from communities and spaces where our voices weren't always heard and recognized. And so now being in a space where we have a voice and we're able to lead conversations, craft conversations, or really, again, to Miguel's point, push the culture forward, I think that we constantly do have to prove that. And I think that that's part of it. And there might be a point where that won't be, where we're at. I think we're always evolving. But I think right now, as we are, we're always having to show people, like, this is why what we're doing and what we're showing and what we're creating is important. Our people get it, the culture, our culture gets it, but sometimes there's certain crowds that might not. So we have to, really go out there and show them.
Right. And I love the fact, Adrian, that you came from a different background and you came from a different place, because I think that's so powerful, because you're doing great stuff for your clients and for brands, but then you lean back on some of the stuff, like the positives. Like I lean back on some of the radio stuff I did all the time. So I'm curious, Adrian, from your perspective, what you lean on from the earlier part of your career that informs your success today.
Man, I really think that it all stemmed from like DJing.
Yes.
DJing and really understanding different cultures. I mean, I started DJing when I was 11. I got into DJing seriously when I was about 15 until I was probably about 27, 28. And, I had done everything from quinceañeras to weddings to 50th birthday parties, and just understanding a lot of different cultures, whether it was Latino culture, which is always very prominent in my life, but also understanding just a lot of different ethnicities and the things that they like, and learning how to curate for them. Because I think, at the end of the day, everything we're doing is curation, right? Like if I could curate something that you're gonna like, then that's kind of just how the world works, honestly.
Right.
Like everyone, you're being curated something something's being put in your face every day. Someone curated that thing.
Yeah.
And help develop it and create.
Were you a vinyl guy? You vinyl guy, or were you did you bring?
It's funny. I have not been collecting vinyl as of lately, but I have probably
You got crates and shit.
I got over 1,000 records.
Yeah. So that was the best part, is watching people come in like with real turntables.
Yeah, it's funny. I had a vinyl, but then at the time that was when like Serato was coming out, so I had
right.
Serato.
Oh, so if you go to Vegas, go to the Foundation Room. Just get into the Foundation Room at Mandalay Bay, because Mark Mack, who was the DJ at Jammin' 95.5 in Portland, he's resident there, and Mac and Cheese, aka the People's Champion. He is still my favorite. Love that guy. So that's a little, and that's a tip for all of you. If you go to Vegas, go see Mark Mack, go see my man Johnny Coppola, Johnny C. Again, half Italian, so all that stuff's coming out of me. So there you go. We like to end on this. Whether they are a client or not, which CMO or marketer do you want to say hello to? Jen, I'm going to make you go first.
Ooh, there's so many brands, so many on our wish list. We would, Netflix. Hi. If you're out there listening, anybody, we would love to really bring some exciting ideas to the table and really get the conversation started there with Pastel.
Yeah, I like that. Miguel, follow that.
Sheesh. There's so many of them. I would say AV and Bev, Modelo time was good.
Wait, what? Oh, AB InBev?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, hit us up. We're out here.
You were on that for a minute though, right? You worked on that before?
I didn't. I haven't worked on AV and Bev. Nope.
Okay. What did you work on before?
I worked across a number of different accounts. I was on Nike Diamond last, an agency world.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Nike Diamond, on TurboTax, PNG.
Right.
So yeah,
okay.
A bunch of different ones. Yeah.
All right, Adrian, you're the boss. You got the last word here. Who do you want to say hi to?
I say Airbnb.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think they're really doing some fun work, and I think they're definitely pushing the boundaries, and I think that definitely aligns with a lot of the things that we do.
Okay, cool.
Really exciting.
All right. Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. All right, Adrian, Miguel, Jen, it's Need Pastel. Thank you all so much for joining us. Stoked to have you as part of this mission. Thank you so much for supporting it, and best wishes for continued huge success.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been an honor.